traveling a little inside the city right now to go to the hospital. My husband's actually got a little injured, so we're heading there, but we're gonna have a mini day of exploration. So I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like here, where I live. I mean, usually you guys see only videos of where I'm actually living in the ashram, but I wanted to show you guys a little bit about the town we live in, the outskirts of Bangalore, what it looks like here. It's beautiful weather lately, so you guys can see what it looks like. Basically, anytime you get into a vehicle in India, it's an adventure, so we're documenting it today. Nithyanandam guys, welcome back to my channel. It's the Kundalini Yogini along with the Blissful Athlete, and we are coming to you live today, showing a little bit about our life here in India. I guess we're not live. Right now we're live to ourselves.
In this moment we are live.
So we wanted to show you guys a little more on our YouTube channels, what our life is kind of like. Start doing a bit more vlogging. And while we don't have necessarily the perfect equipment, sorry for the instability of the camera shot, we're going to try to show you guys a little bit of glimpses into our life. Today specifically we were wandering around a little bit inside Bidadi, which is where we live, right outside of Bangalore. So it's kind of actually the outskirts of the city, and we will be showing you a little bit about what we were doing today.
A rickshaw just arrived, perfect timing, so you can join me along on our trip to the hospital today. Hello. Hi. Thank you. Yes.
The first time I was in a car in India was one of the most frightening experiences of my life. But you honestly get used to it, more than you would think. Like, the traffic is literally out of this world, and there's dogs, cars, cows, people, cats, literally everything, and there's no such thing as traffic laws here. Actually, in Bangalore right now, we don't have too much because we're outside the city, so it's not even that bad. But man, if you go in the heart of the city or inside Delhi or something, next level. You'll never experience anything like it. To kind of share with you guys just shortly what it's like for us to live in India. So, Jida, will you share what it's like for you?
What it's like to live in India? Well,
as foreigners, I think we get asked a lot, so I just wanted to share a little bit.
Well, when you go outside of the ashram, is that kind of what you're moving towards? Yeah, definitely when you're outside of the ashram, you get a lot of looks. And I mean, one, I stick out like a sore thumb, but any white person in general, especially when you're in a small village, you really do stick out. And so it's almost like you're a celebrity, except nobody knows you. And so that's really interesting. And even at lunch, we had somebody come up to us and was teaching us about like Hinduism in a small sense, as if we didn't know anything. When a part of me was just like, actually, we kind of know probably more about Hinduism than you do, you know. But outside of things like that, it's really cool to experience the culture and just like live in India and see what life is like. It's such a dichotomy between rich and poor as well. You see a lot of the poor mainly.
A lot of extremes. Like, it's a place of a lot of extremes.
Yeah.
The most beautiful, the most chaotic, the most dirty, the most clean, the most everything. It's like, it's a total paradox, which is why I think we both love it though.
Yeah.
It's such an extreme place, but so full of life. Like, I think that's my favorite thing, is that although there may be all these underdeveloped things that as a Westerner people might think, like, how can you deal with that? How can you live there? That stuff really doesn't start to bother you when you're so surrounded by so much celebration of life. I think probably that, for me, that's what India means, like, is actually celebrating life, where so many people, majority of people you meet, are just so full of life and joy and sharing and openness and hospitality. The whole culture is like this. The people are like this on an individual basis, especially where we live. Our lifestyle is like this. I mean, in Hinduism in general, almost every single day of the year is a holiday. So it's just such a lifestyle of celebration, color, like so much life, whether it's like all the cows and dogs and pigs and chickens and humans walking around everywhere, whether it's the, you know, all the parades and festivals and fireworks, like all these kind of things. I think that's India for me. What about you?
No, yeah, I mean, it's a constant celebration. It's a celebration of life. And what I love is like it's a science as well. Like when you're celebrating things,
There's a reason. Yeah,
there's a reason. Like it just happens to be a full moon night and like an auspicious night within the calendar. Like the energy is so high. Like there's a lot of different things that come into play when it's celebrating, just specifically within Hinduism. But it's the lifestyle.
I think it's such a blessing for us to be able to not only continuously learn about, but experience firsthand and be fully immersed. Like we're not just visiting. Obviously, we've been here for actually quite some time now. Few years for him and almost coming up on 2 years for me. So it's a beautiful thing to be able to expand yourself outside of your comfort zone, live in a totally new place, a new culture, a place where you're never going to fit in, and always be in that space of a slight discomfort, you know, because I think that's where you expand, you know, whether it's even in a more shallow interaction or it's something even deeper. Like you're always just taking yourself to the next level, coming outside of your comfort zone, getting more solid in who you are, what you believe in, what you stand for. And yeah, it's a beautiful place to learn that, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we're surrounded. I mean, if you can even see, I think by some of these videos, it's a beautiful place. Like Bangalore is probably one of the best locations in India. Weather is perfect. Yeah. Okay. It's seriously amazing. Like most people are like, are you dying over there? We're like, you know, it's colder here than it is in LA right now. Like the whole summer, LA was hotter than here. So we have amazing weather. Right now it's rainy season, which is also, I love the rainy season. Tons of like growth and green and trees and forest everywhere.
Too.
Oh yeah, can we see? You guys can take a look at a bit of the landscape. I mean, and even right now, obviously I'm not in the most glamorous location, but the physical environment is stunning. And yeah, it's just, it's an amazing experience, I think, and more than an experience actually, it's our life.
Yeah.
And to be just, so full of livelihood and culture and so much history too. There's so much depth to everything. Like, I mean, even if you see like over there behind us, there's just, these are deities of all different gods and goddesses, rishis, sages. India's just one of them. It's one of the most ancient cultures in the world, if not the most ancient. So to also get to explore that, both geographically, both archaeologically, you know, and also just hearing from people who have lived here for thousands of years, like their families lived here for thousands of years, and what they've experienced and how this culture and the Vedic civilization has been a part of them for years is amazing. Yeah. And you guys can see we have a few friends wandering by. That's also probably one of my most favorite things about India. Cows everywhere. My favorite animals ever, other than elephants. Yes. So thank you guys. I hope you are enjoying this video. We'll give you guys a peek at the rest of our day following this clip, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't to both of our channels. We're going to be sharing more just about our life in general. Always interested in answering your specific questions about our life, so please always message, comment, feel free, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks guys. Have a great day. Nithyanandam.
Driver just stepped out. Sometimes you see this. You'll literally have a taxi going somewhere and they'll just pull over and stop for tea. They won't say anything.
Okay, so we're at the hospital right now because Dee needed to get his foot checked at, and also didn't know if he was gonna need to get stitches or an x-ray. So turns out he does need to get an x-ray, and he got a dressing on his foot. And all of that cost a grand total of 200 rupees, which is the equivalent of about $2.50. So, I mean, I can say for sure, this healthcare is winning out over the U.S. I mean, I know Canada's a little bit of a different story, but for sure beats the U.S. I know.
What you reading?
Breaking India by Raji Malhotra.
Breaking
Amazing book. If you guys want to know the real history of India, its colonization, and how basically the entire caste system was created strategically by the colonists, fascinating read for all you nerds out there.
Letting the external environment really take hold of my emotional system. What is it when you let something outside of you make you so happy? What is that? Is that allowed?
A dependency.
Is it?
That's happiness.
Is it? Yeah, this is a dependency on external environment to make me happy.